guys, welcome back to another video. So on Friday, there was the 2024 Microsoft annual report. And of course, whenever Xbox gets mentioned, and they do mention the multi-platform strategy, you have all of the usual suspects online bringing it up like it's something brand new and you should be really mad about this and all that type of stuff. But this is something that Xbox has literally been saying now for many, many years. What they're doing with their multi-platform strategy is not anything that is unexpected. It is not anything that people are going to look at this and be surprised about, especially, I mean, we're seeing Indiana Jones come over to the PlayStation 5 in 2025, and they've already put 4 major games on the PlayStation platform. They're going to continue with this strategy, but there is always going to be that question as to whether the multi-platform strategy is the good strategy, and is there going to be any sort of exclusivity on Xbox? And I think there will still be a little bit, because from everything that has been spreading around social media, there is another section that was not really talked about where they do continue to say there will be some exclusive content. So I'll go over both of those things, and here is what is going on. This is really what got everybody talking on social media about Xbox's multi-platform strategy, the whole slate going over to PlayStation, which it very well could be, but at the same time, they still could want to keep some sort of exclusive strategy. And I also think Xbox and Microsoft are still kind of thinking through what they want to do. I really don't think they know exactly what they're going to be doing with their games. I mean, we are still waiting for Starfield to jump onto PlayStation. That was the main rumor that kicked all of the craziness earlier this year, which led to the business update from Xbox. I'm not saying Starfield's not coming to PlayStation. It still could, but it hasn't yet. And we're not going to see that happen till at the very earliest 2025. But Satya Nadella put this statement out, which has, again, people outraged, talking all of that type of stuff, which it doesn't really make sense to me because they've been telling us this forever. So every time a statement comes out where they're continuing to tell us the same messaging, I don't know why people get confused, but it says that here, the Satya Nadella writes this for fiscal year 2024. He praised the success of the first 4 fan favorite titles from Xbox's multi-platform initiative, namely Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Pentiment, and Hi-Fi Rush. And I don't really fully understand the success here for Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush that he's praising, because I don't think those games sold very well whatsoever. I believe Sea of Thieves and Grounded did well. Sea of Thieves specifically was like almost at the top of the charts on PlayStation when it did launch. So they obviously were very happy with that. And to me, that would prove to Xbox that it's those games as a service multiplayer games that they should be releasing on other platforms. Those ones are games that people want to play, and you just build that community. And I think more people playing a games as a service multiplayer game makes the game better, because there's more people you're going to be able to jump in and play with. But the single player experiences, Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush, which I don't believe sold very well, and you would think Hi-Fi Rush was supposed to be a great success. I don't think it did as well as they expected, yet they're still putting Indiana Jones on PlayStation, which is why, I mean, I don't think they really are looking at this stuff and having any set decision in terms of what games are going to be releasing. At the business update, Phil Spencer said they were going to look at how those 4 games did, and then they were going to make decisions from there. But if you're looking at how those 4 games did, it's the multiplayer ones that did good. The single player ones did not do good, but they're still bringing Indiana Jones over to the PlayStation 5. So they're probably looking at some other things like IP notoriety, the Bethesda being games that they created were always on PlayStation, so bringing it over still makes tons of sense. So maybe that's why Indie is still there, and obviously it's going to get tons of sales and they're going to make a ton of money. But this is the line that people are talking about, which, again, it makes no sense why people are still talking about this, because it's just the same messaging they've been giving to us, which you're either okay with it or you're not. And continuously harping on whether you're okay with it or you're not, it's kind of weird to me. But this is what he says: we continue to extend our content to new platforms, and that's what they're going to be doing. That's what they have said they're going to be doing now for many years. This isn't just in 2024 they've said this. If you really look at the messaging Xbox has been putting out now, basically since the beginning of this generation, is I think this was their end goal, was to keep Xbox, keep the console, keep their first party hardware, and keep their ecosystem, and then extend out to reach more people in any way possible. I think one of the major reasons that you look at why they have to extend their games out to the PlayStation platform is that they have no presence pretty much anywhere in the world other than the United States. I mean, that's where their main presence is. Yes, they sell in Europe. Yes, they sell in other parts of North America like Canada, but other than North America, I should say, not just the United States, they really don't have a huge presence, and they need to be able to extend out into the Asian regions and places where PlayStation is more prominent. So instead of trying to push hardware that will never actually sell, no matter how many good first party games you have on that hardware in those regions, people always like to think that exclusives, when I say that exclusives mean nothing, what I mean is in those regions, even if they have every single first party game that is a 10 out of 10, those consoles probably still aren't going to make a huge dent against consoles like the Nintendo Switch or the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 6 in the future. So they have to put the games in front of people where they're playing, which is putting it on those platforms themselves. I definitely see Xbox putting games on the Nintendo Switch too, if the console can handle it. So I see more first party games going over to those more platforms, not just PlayStation as well. But you have to ask yourself as well, will there be any exclusivity at all from Xbox? Because PlayStation is going to continue with their deals, their third-party deals, all of that stuff. And Nintendo is Nintendo. You're not getting a Mario game on Xbox. You're not getting a Mario game on PlayStation, I would assume. So there's still going to be exclusivity from their competitors, or in the traditional sense, you could say, because I think their main competitors now are going to be bigger companies with more bigger publishers. I would say like Tencent's going to be a massive competitor for Xbox. But is Xbox still going to do anything at all in terms of exclusive content? And they do mention this here, which is the same thing they mentioned in previous annual reports. So obviously it's still part of their strategy, or they're still in the midst of trying to figure everything out. But they say this here. They say growth of our gaming business is determined by the overall active user base through Xbox enabled content. So wherever they are, on PC, on the cloud, on the Xbox console, that's what they mean. And availability of games, providing exclusive game content that gamers seek. The computational power and reliability of the devices used to access our content and services, and the ability to create new experiences. So this was in the 2024 report. They're providing exclusive game content that gamers seek. And I would assume when they say that, they are specifically saying games that will still be exclusive to their ecosystem via Game Pass and stuff like that, where you're going to want to sign up to the Xbox ecosystem to be able to play those. I don't think they mean at all exclusive to the Xbox console itself. So we're seeing something, for example, this year coming out that is exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem, and then as well as PC, but they're, I guess, one in the same, but it's off of the PlayStation console, which is Stalker 2, which is dropping in November. Looks like it's going to be a phenomenal game, and you're going to have people probably signing up to Game Pass to play that, potentially getting an Xbox to play that, or if they have a great PC to go play it on there. So I do think we will still see some stuff like that. How much of it, it's hard to tell, but Xbox games are going to PlayStation, and they're going to other platforms. It's up to you whether you really care or not. I love playing on my Xbox. I don't care. Not something that bothers me that other people get to play video games. In fact, it just makes Xbox have more money to be able to go and give us more great content on the Xbox ecosystem, as well as on Xbox Game Pass, which to me is still my favorite value in gaming. That's where I stand right now. If it's about all the console, you could definitely say, well, they're devaluing the console, and that's where the decision is going to be coming next generation as to whether you think, is it worth still buying a console, or should you just build a PC, or should you just get out of Xbox altogether and hope every single game comes over to PlayStation or the Nintendo Switch 2. For me, I love the Xbox experience, and a handheld is a very huge prospect that I'm looking forward to, that I do hope they deliver on for the next generation, taking your entire Xbox library natively on the go, not just via the cloud. But on the video there, guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.